This is the best Sonic characterization we had since the 2000s. Just have to say that first. As we all know, Sonic Frontiers has came out for a while, and I was going to talk about the story, but that video is going to take a while to make, so for the meantime, I'll make this one. The characterization of the Sonic cast hasn't been the best. Since the 2010s started, they've been really one-dimensional. Sonic always being cocky and saying one-liners, Tails being the super smart one and a coward, Knuckles being comic relief and a war general, Shadow being a Vegeta clone and an edgelord, Amy being obsessed with Sonic, and Eggman now being a goofy evil villain who can't even act as threatening even when he takes over the world. So as we've seen, the characterization hasn't been the best. So coming into this game, I wasn't sure what to expect. But as soon as I heard Ian Flynn was involved, then I realized, maybe this will be interesting. Frontiers came out, and the characterization in this game is one of the best I've seen since the adventure games and Unleashed. It was actually so nice to see these characters act like themselves and not just one-dimensional. Sonic in this game does act more serious. That's because, you know, his friends and him are in this strange place that's weird, and they also need his help. Sonic acts more accordingly to the situation, and he still does crack jokes, but it's heavily toned down. Of course, he still acts brave and confident, and he tries to help anyone in need, like his friends and even the Coco. What I feel like that's been missing in the past Sonic games is knowing how to balance his serious side, his confident side, his jokey side, and his kind side. And in this game, they were finally able to balance that. I notice how in this game, it's not really focused on Sonic's character growth, but it focuses on the other characters. Which is fine, I guess. Sonic's character doesn't grow that much in each game. As long as they find a balance in his character and keep him consistent, it's fine. Amy's character in this game is great. Gone are the days when Amy was a crazy fangirl. She's more caring and wants to help out others as best as she can. We see how she wants to help the Coco even though she doesn't know that much about them. Her interactions with Sonic in this game are interesting. She still cares about him and even tells him to stay safe during the adventure. But what I find most interesting is when Sonic says this during the overworld.
Wish we were sharing an umbrella, Amy. Amy, I should have made up my mind sooner.
Maybe that means that they are really good friends. Or maybe now, Sonic has romantic feelings towards Amy now. But who knows, I just find it interesting. But let's move on to the next character. Knuckles, man. It's so nice to see Knuckles actually focus on his job and not just be some idiot comic relief character. In the Frontiers prologue, we saw Knuckles doing his job actually and watching over Angel Island. We see how he interacts with the Chow and the land there. Then he goes into cyberspace and then he gets trapped by Sage, and that's how he gets involved in the story later on. Knuckles now seems more confident and relaxed, like he was back in Sonic Adventure. At one point he talks about how alone he feels, but then Sonic tells him he's not because he's got them. Just seeing Knuckles actually show emotion is nice. His interaction with Sonic is that of a rival. They are competitive with each other and they make jokes about each other, but they respect each other and will help each other out when needed. Now on to the next character, Tails. Tails definitely improved a lot since Forces, let me tell you. Ever since Sonic Unleashed, he's been acting like a coward and had to rely on Sonic to save him. Well, in this game, he actually acknowledges it. That's right, even Tails said that he's been inconsistent. That's good that they actually do acknowledge it and not just try to ignore it. He tries his best to be useful, trying to find the Chaos Emeralds and seeing what's wrong with Sonic and how they can fix it. His interaction with Sonic is also great. They care about each other and will support each other, always. When Tails was getting sad that he couldn't do anything, Sonic tells him how he helped him in the past, like back in Station Square in Sonic Adventure. So we see Tails definitely improved, and he said that he will go solo for a bit to grow, so that's a good step forward. Now on to the next character. Wow, Eggman was really fleshed out in this game. He still is Eggman, but definitely more expressive because he shows more emotion. In the Eggman memos, we hear his thoughts on cyberspace and past events. It's really interesting what his thoughts were on events and characters, so I recommend you guys listen to them because they are interesting and they definitely add to his character more. Let's not also forget that his relationship with Sage was amazing. At first, he just saw her as a soldier, but as the story goes on, he starts to care about her more. Their relationship starts to feel like a father-daughter one, and when Sage wants to help Sonic, Eggman doesn't want her to go, but then he eventually lets her help Sonic. The tone in his voice shows he didn't want her to go because it would be dangerous and she wouldn't probably survive it, which she didn't. But in the final cutscene of this game, we see Eggman working on something, and as we see, he brings her back to life. So Eggman definitely got more layers in his character, which is cool because it made him feel more human. Now, let me give you my final thoughts on how the characters were written in this game. The characterization in this game is the best we had in recent years. The characters feel like themselves again and improved on. The only negative thing I can think about is that I wish they gave Sonic more character development, but even then, it's not that big of an issue. And I know I didn't cover characters like Sage and the Ancients, but don't worry guys, I will make videos on those characters soon. Let's just hope that the characterization stays just as good. Sorry guys, this video took a while to make, but don't worry, because this year we will be uploading more consistency and you guys will get more videos, so yeah, stay tuned for that. So yeah, looks like I'm gonna end the video here. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. So later.